that this couldn't be pushed to the knowledge base. So yeah, good call out, Jodio. Cool. So I'm going to be talking about chat streaming. So for some context, this is currently the production version of the Chrome extension. We had briefly switched our backend to use GPT-4 for responding to chats, but found that it increased the latency by like 9 or 10 times. Although GPT-4 tends to give like significantly better responses. So first I'm going to show you what the current chat setup looks like. And so this is we reverted to chat or GPT or 3.5. Yeah. So this is the earlier version of ChatGPT. So if I just do like write a short joke, so you'll see it waits and then pops in. But ideally, we'd like to use GPT-4. And so we've added chat streaming. So the way it currently works is like when you make a chat request, we send that to OpenAI, wait for it to generate an entire response, and then send it back to the front end. But what we'll do now is as ChatGPT is generating tokens, we will forward those to the front end. So we're essentially streaming the response. So here's what that looks like. You can see it looks like it's typing, and then the words pop in as they're ready. And this is using GPT-4, which is why it's slower ultimately, but at least you're getting some like constant updates rather than having to wait for the entire thing to be ready. So
this is so awesome, Parker.
Yeah.
Gosh, so many users have asked for this. Yes.
There's a bug I'm seeing right now where which I think I know what's going on. This should say write a short story in the second one, but it's the idea there. And so just as a quick, like very micro tech talk, I don't think I'm going to get to cover all the stuff that I've put here, but just kind of wanted to show you sort of under the hood what's actually happening here. So most of you probably already know this, but just to cover at a high level, what is an HTTP request? So this is, I put like a simplified definition here. It's a protocol that enables the client, which in this case is your browser, to request resources or fetch content from a server, which is our backend in this case. And so like the kind of standard simple HTTP request looks like this, for example. So this is the request that the Chrome extension uses to get an alert message. And so here's the address, and then the response says, this is just text. And then you can see the response here, which in this case was nothing. So this is pretty straightforward transaction. Client asks for something, server returns it, it's done. But for chat, so let's send another chat message here. You can see this is the request that's coming in now. And the header response, rather than saying it's just normal text, saying it's an event stream. So that tells the client, like, don't close this request. I'm going to keep sending you data. And so you can see each of these lines is like a piece of data being sent from the backend. And so this is kind of an entirely new infrastructure that we have that enables this streaming. And so there's other ways we can integrate this. Like, for example, as reports are being generated right now, we have kind of a complicated fetching mechanism for getting the updates, but we could potentially switch to something like this, where the backend is just kind of sending constant updates, and there's this connection that's held open by the client. That's pretty much that. I don't think I'll go as much in depth about the other stuff since we don't have a ton of time, but I'm sort of a little freebie here that'll also show users can save prompts to their prompt library. So you click that, saved. And if I like refresh this, you can see if that prompt is now up here. Currently, there's no way to delete prompts, but there we go. So, cool. Just to make sure to leave time for Q&A, and obviously happy to dive more into the technical stuff behind this if there's any interest in that.
I've got a question, but I'd like to see who else does